in terms of props for class today, if you want blocks or something that could be somewhat like a block, you can have that because we will be doing some lunges. And if you want a bolster for Shavasana or a blanket for Shavasana, you can go ahead and find those as well. But for the most part, we'll be kind of prop free for our class this afternoon. I'm just going to turn all of you on mute. And we'll begin class today with a little bit of breath work. So in this tradition, which is yoga, that we are all studying and students of, breath work is a really big key component. I'm sure many of you have felt and embodied that through your own movement practice. And the breathing practice that I want to introduce to you all today is called Brahmari breathing. And you may have practiced this before. It's called the bumblebee's breath, or one of my students once called it the inner singing bowl, and I really like that name for it too. And it's a humming breath, and so you can do this breathing practice if you feel like you're in a space where you're comfortable to be humming, and if not, you can do your deep, long ujjayi breath. I'm going to just demonstrate once or twice here, and then I'll be silent so I'm not humming into the screen, and you can just kind of hum on your own, and I'll let you know when we'll pause that practice. We'll do about 5 to 7 rounds of it. And as we do this Brahmari breathing practice, really the intention of it and the purpose of this practice is to begin to turn your awareness inward, so into the body, into your more subtle body and felt sense. So usually we walk around all day and we're very oriented to what's going on outside of us, or maybe even what's going on inside of us, but usually with this orientation of what's wrong. And this Brahmari breathing practice is helping to bring some self-soothing into the nervous system so that we can turn our attention inward, and not just inward to what's wrong, but inward to like what feels good and right. So that will be kind of what you sit with as you do this practice, is what feels good about this. And then really just bringing your awareness to that. So you can do this with the mudra, it's Yoni mudra, and you put your thumbs over your ears so that you're blocking out sound. Right? So don't block out sound just yet because I'm still talking, but when we start the practice, you'll be blocking your ears. And then pinkies under the chin, ring fingers above the lip, middle fingers over the nose, and then your pointer fingers will cover your eyes. And you'll just be applying slight pressure over your ears to block out external sounds. And so with the hands as I've shown you in Yoni Mudra, you take a deep breath in, and hum it out. You can do really any pitch, high or low. And yeah, just keep doing that breathing practice in through the nose and humming it out. And I won't be humming anymore, but you continue to hum. And find one more round. And on the bottom of that exhaling hum, lower the hands back down, find your ujjayi breath in and out the nose, and invite some gentle movements. We'll start with circling of the torso above the hips. So just finding that circling motion, and it can be as fluid or as upright as you would like for it to be. So we'll come back to that breathing practice intermittently throughout class today. And also be playing around a bit with this idea of inner world versus outer world awareness. And so as you circle here, you might just let your eyes travel around your room, and again, just Rather than letting them go to what's wrong, look for what's good and right, what looks beautiful or easy or calming here in your space. So let's take our circles the opposite way. We've got our steady, strong ujjayi online, in and out the nose. So we'll be moving through a sequence here today, but as always, modify, adapt, tailor the practice to suit what your body needs. Moving into seated cat-cow, exhaling, curl under, inhaling, lift the heart and the chin. You really have total permission to move and breathe and explore in any way that feels good and juicy and nourishing for you today. If you ever feel like you need a little breather, you can rest in the child's pose or on your back. If you ever feel like you want a little bit more heat, you can always tune your practice up. The next time you round your spine under, pause there, take a deep breath in, let it out. And inhale, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chin. One deep breath in and out. Neutral spine, a big squeeze of the shoulders up to the ears. Inhale. Exhale, roll them down the back. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, roll. One more time. Beautiful, Shannon. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, roll on down and back. Inhale, reach both of your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, take a twist to your right. Every inhale, feel your spine grow up nice and tall. Every exhale, navel to spine, draw the twist a little bit deeper. Here, it's almost like you're squeezing out an old rag and allowing the organs of the abdomen to detoxify. Leave your left hand where it is with your next inhale, body through center, right arm crosses in front of the left, comes to your opposite knee. You might have to scoot your legs a little bit closer toward one another, depending on how long your arms are. And some cat-cows here with the arms crossed. Inhale, press and lift the chest up into the backside of the arms, squeezing the lymph. Exhale, round, curl away, broaden the shoulder blades, chin to chest. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, curl away. You might notice here is your gaze naturally closed or open. In either way, we can focus our drishti, our attention, our awareness to different aspects. So if your eyes are closed, maybe your inner drishti, your inner gaze goes up to the third eye center. Maybe the tip of the tongue comes to the roof of the mouth. If your eyes are open, allow them to scan through the room looking for things that help orient you to what's good, what's easy. Nice long spine. Keep the arms crossed. Give yourself a big hug. You can stay here or find Garuda arms, eagle arms. Bring the forearms up to vertical. Wrap them around one another. Little movement. Inhale, lifting the elbows. Exhale, curling under. Inhale to lift. Exhale to curl under. One last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl under. And inhale, lift on up. Let your elbows go to the right. Let your head drop to the left. Nod your chin up and down. Stay with your deep ujjayi breath. Inhale, Add an elbows through center and exhale second side. And if at any point during the practice today you want to moan or groan or sigh, you're more than welcome to. Inhale, head back through center. We'll reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the right elbow. Bring the left hand on top of the elbow. Elbow will traction its way out to the side. The hand's going the opposite direction to lengthen the right side body. So it's almost like here, if I wasn't using my hands, like my elbow's trying to touch the ceiling. But then when I add the arm in, it's helping to lengthen the tricep and lengthen the side muscles of the body. One more breath in here and out. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, cross the right arm in front of you. The left arm hooks underneath. You can bring your left forearm to your right forearm. It can go above the elbow or below the elbow, and you'll just find a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Turn your head away from your hands. Again, finding your gaze, your drishti, is it inner or outer? Have some intentionality, some awareness there. What are you looking at? What are you looking toward? Inhale, reaching both arms up. Give your wrists a couple circles. Inhale for the opposite way. And exhale, twist to the second side. Maybe here, you switch the opposite shin to cross in front. And just noticing here, checking in with this side of your twist. What does it feel like? Can you sit nice and tall on every inhale? Can you deepen your twist on every exhale? Feeling the focus of your breath, sensing into the eyes and the gaze, and whether the eyes are closed or open. Noticing where they're directed. Our vision is so connected to our perception, to how we choose to see the world. Inhaling, right hand stays where it is, left arm crosses on top, maybe walk your thighs a little closer to one another. Cat-cows here with the arms crossed. Inhale, lift up, press the arms down toward the chest, lift the chest into the arms. Exhale, round away, broad shoulders. Inhaling, lift up. Exhaling, curl under. We'll stay with this. I've been leading a meditation circle on Sundays with some friends and students, and this Sunday we talked about Ganesha, who is the Lord, the deity of obstacles or obstacle removal. And specifically, one aspect here of Ganesha, this elephant-headed deity, let's bring the arms to cross in front. You can find eagle arms, right? So to vertical and wrap, or they can just stay stacked. And a little lift and lower, just like we've been doing that cat-cow movement. One aspect of Ganesha that I really love is that it's said that this deity, this archetype, doesn't even see obstacles as obstacles at all. He sees them as a part of the divine play, like a challenge or a game. Lift the elbows back through center. We'll take them to the left first. Right ear, right shoulder. Pause, hang out here, breathe. And he really exemplifies and highlights this ability in our own mind for us to look at things in different ways, and how perception is truly such a big player in how we feel about our lives and ourselves, and what we choose to look at, what we choose to focus on. And so, what are you choosing to focus on right now? Inhale back through center. Exhale, second side. Maybe some movements of the chin if you'd like. The really beautiful thing about perception is that when we're conscious of it, we get to direct our perception. Our perception doesn't have to always direct us. And that's what we're strengthening here today. Inhale, head and elbows through center. Unravel the arms, lift them up overhead. Stretch the fingers toward the sky. Bend the left elbow, right hand right on top, just as we did the other side. Your left elbow's pressing out, right hand's drawing in. And there's also a lifting motion of the elbow, like you're trying to touch the ceiling with it. Nice deep breathing. Inhaling, both arms reach up. Exhale, left arm crosses, right arm hooks underneath for a shoulder stretch. Look away from your hands. Breathe nice and deep. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Circle the wrists up above you. And exhale the other way. And then we'll just give the arms and the hands a little shake. Like there's water and you're trying to shake it off, and shake them all the way down toward the floor. And take a deep breath in, shake a little more. And exhale, find stillness. Arms or elbows planted by the ribcage, prana mudra. So peace hands pretty much, that's prana mudra. One cycle of our Brahmari breath in through the nose. Hum it out. On your next inhale, tabletop, all fours. Hands and knees we'll plant right beneath shoulders and hips. We'll find some barrel rolls here. A nice big scoop of the rib cage out and around. Let it feel good for you. Maybe that means walking your legs a little bit wider or closer in together. Maybe you let your head and your neck move. There's something really primal and expressive and grounding about this circling, spiraling movement of the spine. Let's take those circles the opposite way. And they might want to express themselves a little bit different here in this direction. And bring the spine right back through center. You can bring your big toes to touch. Walk your knees a little extra wide. You might even walk them all the way off your yoga mat, especially if you have a carpeted floor beneath you, because that'll still feel squishy and nice. And then we'll melt the hips back toward the heels for a nice deep stretch in the hips and the inner thighs. Lift up onto the tips of your fingers. Inhale here. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail. Inhale, flex the spine, lift. Exhale, curl under. So it's like cat-cow here, but we've got a child's pose from the waist down. With your next inhale, right back up to tabletop. Walk your knees in a little bit closer. Tuck your toes under. Tips of the pinkies to the outer edge of your yoga mat. We'll lift the knees and the hips up high, downward facing dog. Let your head hang heavy. Give it a nod yes and a shake no while you pedal out the legs at whatever speed feels natural and good for you. You might notice if you have a little bit more pent up energy in you today, if you've been feeling a lot of whirling in the mind, that going at a quicker pace here with these walks feels better for you. If you've been feeling really lethargic and heavy, maybe a nice slow pedal is what's in store and what your body really craves. So find your rhythm, find your tempo, deepen your breath. Maybe a couple cycles of Brahmari breath here as we hold our downward facing dog. Maybe close the eyes, bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, bring your inner gaze, your inner drishti to your third eye center. I won't be humming along with you, but you're welcome to spend a few cycles of Brahmari breath here in your down dog. And maybe one more cycle of breath like that. And with your inhale, plank pose. Knees can be on the ground with your toes pointed up toward the ceiling. That's a really fun variation. A little less weight on the shoulders and the core. Or you can keep the knees lifted and we'll just lean tippy toes, balls of the feet. Tippy toes, balls of the feet, rooting down through every single fingertip. And my question here is, what are you choosing to see? What are you choosing to feel and focus on in this posture? And is there a way you can direct your awareness to what's easy and what feels good here in this pose that is often not equated with those words, with those feelings? What about it feels easy and good, even if it's just like, oh, my pinky finger is not struggling right now? That feels kind of good. If your knees aren't lowered, lower them down. Let's point our toes toward the ceiling here today. We'll find our Barbie foot. So it's a point of the feet and then flex the toes. Point the feet, flex the toes. A tricep push-up or chaturanga dandasana here. Roll the shoulders down and back. Bend the elbows halfway. Pause here. Low plank. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more like that. Lower all the way down to the ground and give your shoulders a little shimmy. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs. You can also shimmy the hips, just letting the body shake itself out. Spend as much time you need there. When you're ready, join me in rolling cobra. So arms come wide, tips of the fingers, chin to the mat. Inhale to peel, lift yourself up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift yourself up. Exhale to lower down. And we'll stay with this for a few more cycles. Again, moans, groans, sighs, yawns, screams, laughs, meows, barks. Any noises are totally welcome in your practice. And so if you do feel the impulse to make any sort of sound, any sort of noise, let that happen. Let your body have that. From here, we'll lift on up into our cobra pose up on your fingertips. Take a look over your right shoulder toward your foot. Maybe bend the knee, point the foot, flexing the foot, pointing the toes. And then over to the opposite side, a little point. Exhale, lower everything down. Hands beneath your shoulders, press down through knees and hands through a tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, Brahmari breath out, hum it out. A little fun movement here that's just going to help shake stagnant energy loose from the body, especially from the roots and the sacrum. It's just a little bunny hop of the heels. And your feet don't even necessarily need to lift up off the ground. It's just like you're finding a little trampoline bounce on your yoga mat. And let the flesh of the glutes and the thighs and the calves shake away from the bones. And as you do this, you might find your little hops all the way up toward your hands and meet me in Uttanasana. If it's more comfortable for you, just walk the feet on forward. Drape the spine over the legs, head hangs heavy. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, sway, shift the weight left to right, left to right. Your choice, inner drishti, third eye center, or outer drishti. Look at your yoga mat, look at your feet, look at your yoga pants. Notice what you like about them. Notice what seems good or looks good. And if good feels a little bit hard to Tune into what looks neutral, what's not so bad. Weight directly through center here. Release the arms. Deepen your bend in your knees. Shift your weight toward your heels. Bring the hands to heart center. Lengthen the spine. Sit the hips back like you're sitting into a chair. Lift and wiggle your toes. Draw the navel in toward you without tucking the tailbone under. So what often happens here is we try to use our core and then all of a sudden we're like tucking our tail and then our chest collapse is like this. And just like a dog, it's not that happy when its tail is tucked. We humans are kind of similar. So we find a lift of the tailbone. Everything feels so much better, so much happier. You might even feel a smile on your face when you lift that tail. A lift of the heart, reach through the crown of the head. Maybe reach the arms up overhead if you're wanting some extra heat. Maybe prana mudra up overhead. Prana mudra is the mudra of drawing in more energy, drawing in more nourishing, sweet energy to the body. One more breath here. Feel the heat. And inhale, rise all the way up. Okay, sorry. Rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, palms through heart center. Give your hips a little wiggle. Give your shoulders a little roll or a shimmy. Take a sigh or a Brahmari breath here. And we'll find ourselves in a mountain pose, but here for this variation, let's walk the feet out a little bit wider than you might normally. Bring your hands on your hips. Find a little lift of your tailbone, a lift through the crown of the head, and then palms right by the sides. Spiral the pinkies out. Bend the elbows, prana mudra here. Lift up onto the tips of the toes. Close your eyes, a little balancing challenge, especially for those of you on carpet. And maybe you shift your weight all the way over into the left foot. Maybe all the way over to the right. We'll take 2 more rounds to each side. See if you can hold for one full exhale, Brahmari breath. So humming it out as you hold. And then letting the bottom of your Brahmari breath be the signal to switch over to the opposite side. So we're all going to kind of go at different paces here. But once you've done 2 more on both sides, just meet me in your center mountain pose with the legs at hip distance apart. Heels planted on the ground, arms by the sides, near the front of your mat. Deep breath in, full breath out. Notice your vision, your eyes, your drishti. Inhale, reach your arms up. Bend the knees. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, find a lift halfway up. And exhale, sit on back to your chair once again. From here, we'll bring the palms to heart center rather than up overhead. So bringing the palms right to the center of your heart. Now, normally in chair, I teach it with the feet at about hip distance apart, just to have a little bit of more width for the hips and more space for the hips, especially for women who tend to have wider hips anyway. But for this variation, let's bring the feet in together. Take a breath here in center. And as you exhale, we'll find a twist over to the right. So the elbow, left elbow, will come and hook around the right thigh. From here, lengthen the spine. Be sure, turn to my side here. What often happens, again, is we kind of tend to collapse the spine and tuck the tailbone, right? And so even when we enter this twist, can you keep your tailbone lifted like a happy dog? Maybe bring your gaze up toward the ceiling and notice what's up there, something that you might have never noticed before up on your ceiling. And from here, shift your weight toward the ball side of your feet, lift the heels up, and come down into a lower squat. This should give your thighs a little bit of a break. So we're just sitting back down on our heels, lifting them up off the ground. I'll turn to a different side view too so you can see. Just in this little squat. And then, again, a little balancing work. We alternate. Inhaling, chair, twisting chair. Exhaling, twisting toe squat. A few cycles like that. You all are doing so good. I see you, Nia. Doing awesome. Great. Next time you come through chair, rocket both arms up overhead. Exhale into your forward fold. Give it a little shake out. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or hop back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, deep breath in. Maybe a Brahmari breath out. At the bottom of that Brahmari breath, which naturally is the breath that helps lengthen your exhales. Inhale forward to your plank pose, knees lifted or lowered. We exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering halfway down. Lower your knees if they're lifted. Lower all the way to the ground. Your choice, rolling cobra or locust pose. Locust is just a lift of everything up except for the hips. One more breath cycle. On your exhale, lower to the floor, hands and knees press through table, or if you're feeling frisky, through plank to downward facing dog. Our nice little bunny hop booty shakes to the hands. Just letting everything shake itself free from your legs. And inhale, lift on halfway up. Exhale, chair pose. Sitting on down. Now again, walk the feet into touch. We'll take our twist the opposite way. So last time I went to my right. If you did the same, we'll be going left. So elbow to the outer thigh. Maybe look up over your shoulder toward the ceiling. Notice here your tailbone, right? So notice if you're rounding and collapsing, doing a big exaggeration, or if there's a lift there. And that lift will naturally help the whole rest of your spine lengthen. With the breath, exhale to lower into your little squat. Inhale to lift back up to chair. And really, a big focal point here for balance is just that we're shifting the weight forward and back. When you shift the weight forward, the body naturally wants to settle. When you shift the weight back, the body naturally has to lift the hips. Let's do one more. Down and up. And then lift all the way up to standing. Exhale, lower the hands. Shake your legs out. Give yourself like a really nice shake here. If you close your eyes, no one can see you. Something I learned when I was really little. Just really letting your body shake. We're gonna do this for another 30 seconds. So let yourself get into it and notice where your perception is here. Is it, oh, I feel so awkward. This is so weird. My body, meh. Or is it looking for what feels good about this? What's enjoyable here? And then shake your way to the front of your yoga mat. Find the body in stillness. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold on forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Brahmari breath on your next exhale. I'm going to hum with you this time. Inhale, plank pose. Your choice, knees lifted or lowered. Maybe you want to chill in child's pose instead of doing a vinyasa, and that's totally welcome. Now you can also build on an upward facing dog here this time around, which is what I'll be doing, but you're welcome to go through cobra or locust pose instead. So let's shift the weight to the toes. Exhale, halfway lower. Nice and slowly, don't rush it. Inhale, lift on up, upward facing dog. You can untuck the toes, shoelace portion on the mat. Press through the hands, look up toward the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Little bunny hops all the way up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Let's take a breather in Uttanasana, forward fold. Stretching into the hands during this here. You're welcome to stay in neutral, or maybe you want a little twisting forward fold, in which case take a nice deep bend into your left knee, leave the left hand where it is or up on a prop. Reach the right arm up toward the sky. That right arm can stay still, or it might want to swoop and swing around. Anything's valid, anything works here. And we'll go to the second side if you are doing that variation. If you're just in a straight up Uttanasana, maybe you interlace the arms and find a shoulder opener. Maybe your hands come to your thighs or knees or toes. Just exploring this posture, letting it stretch out your big, beautiful legs. Right back through your center, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Heel toe the feet in together, maybe like a half inch of space in between your heels. So be really close to the front edge of your mat, maybe like 6 to 8 inches away from that front edge. As you exhale, bend the knees, shift your weight back. We'll take a twist to the right first, so just twisting to your right side. Check your tailbone, find a little lift there. Deep breath in. Exhale, squat on down. We'll hang out here. Maybe you want to reach the top arm back and take a look at your thumbnail. And then bring the hands back to touching. Lift the legs back up. Chair pose. Now we're adding on a little bit here. So all of the weight's going to shift into your right foot, and you'll lift up onto your left tippy toe. So most of the weight's right. There's a little bit of weight in your left tippy toe, but only like 1%. And that left tippy toe is going to slide all the way back to a lunge. Yes! Beautiful. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale, lower your back knee down. Take a runner's stretch. Straighten the front leg, bow. Give yourself a breather. With your next inhale, bend the front knee. You can leave the back knee on the ground or lift it up. Just depends on what you're looking for here today. Leaving it down is going to be a bit of a deeper stretch. Bringing it up is going to bring some more fire, some more heat into your body. Reach the arms up overhead. Let the hips melt toward the floor. You pause and hang out here if you'd like to find a cycle or two of Brahmari, bumblebee, inner singing whole breath. You're welcome to bring that online. On your next exhale, whether that's Brahmari or just out the nose or mouth, step into a three-legged dog, lifting the right leg up and back. Bend the knee and open the hips to face the long edge of your mat. Let your left heel melt down toward the ground. Inhale, Straighten the leg, square the hips. Exhale, draw the knee in toward your nose, slide the shin forward. Pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Grab a pillow or whatever it is that you have nearby for underneath your front hip. I'm going to grab one of my couch pillows over here. You can use a blanket. You don't have to use anything. It's just helpful for the knee and the ankle and the hip to have that little extra support. Now you can stay upright. You can fold the body forward. You can also find the variation, which is a thread the needle variation, just to bring back in some of our shoulder opening. So we'll just weave left arm underneath the right, resting on the outer shoulder as you lower down. And what are you aware of in your perception of this moment? And just notice if any of that what's wrong attention comes online, that part of you that wants to criticize or magnetize the things that aren't going so well or aren't perfect. And see if you can just for a moment redirect it to something that is good, that does feel good. Notice if there's any tightness or clenching in your jaw. Let that soften. Any tightness in the shoulders or the hips. Let that melt away. As you're ready, press down through your hands to bring your chest back upright. Tuck your back toes under. Move your prop out to the side. Spread your hands nice and wide. Now normally we lift right back up into downward dog. Here we'll do something a little bit different today. And that is pretty much the whole body is going to find its way into a plank pose first. Then your shin lifts up and draws in toward your chest. And then from here, if you'd like to, stretch the leg up and back for a three-legged plank pose. You can also lower the foot down if you're wanting a little bit more rest. You can lower the knees down as well. From three-legged plank, we do our chaturanga, up dog, both feet on the ground. Exhale, down dog. A little bunny hop shake, booty shake up to your hands. And our second side here. Last little active, fiery engagement of class, and then we'll take it down onto the mat real soon. So, heels toe the feet in together. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend the knees, shift the weight back, chair pose. You know what's next, twist to the left. You can take your gaze up toward the ceiling here. As you exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips toward the heels. Maybe open the arms up. We'll pause, hang out here for just a little bit. And then both hands come to touch. Inhale, lift on up to chair. Once again, shift your weight 99% to the left foot, 1% in the right big toe. Focus your drishti on something still that's not moving to help steady your balance. And then glide the right foot back for your twisting lunge. Feet are on train tracks here, front knee above the ankle. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands and knees to the mat. Take a fold over your front leg. Flex your toes if you'd like to. Let your torso drape forward. Inhale, back to lunge. Your back knee can be lifted or lowered. Nice, Michelle. You can keep your hands on the ground. That's for sure an option. We really want to invite some depth in the frontal hip muscles. And depending on how your body's doing, usually the best way to do that is by reaching the arms up overhead. That might feel a little too intense for what you're going for, so hands can be on the thigh or the floor. Just as I said on the other side, knee can be lifted for more of a fiery strengthening variation. So if you're still wanting some more leg work, lift that back knee up and get some more Agni going there. One more breath in. Brahmari breath all the way to down dog. Let the transition be slow. Three-legged dog, so the left leg will lift up and back. Bend the knee, open the hips, long edge of your mat, stretch it out. What feels good here? What do you enjoy about this stretch, this pose? On your next exhale, square the hips, straighten the knee, draw the knee to your nose, glide the shin forward for pigeon pose. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. You can grab your cushion for underneath the front hip if you'd like it there. And find that thread the needle variation or whatever variation suits you and your body today. Or thread the needle, the left arm walks forward, so the same arm as the bent knee. Right arm threads underneath, side of the shoulder, side of the head. Press right on down on your mat. We'll chill and hang out here for a little bit here today, letting the body be soft. Especially the jaw. And just noticing where your mind is at. And then noticing where you might like your mind to be at instead. The what's wrong attention has such a seductive pull sometimes that we can forget how much beauty and bounty and ease is available to us in this present moment. So what would it be like for you to, instead of focusing on what's wrong with your body or your home or your work or your health, sometimes redirect to, well, what's good, what's right? You're not doing this to bypass or negate things that are hard or need to be looked at. Rather doing so to bring a little more balance into our system, to provide some resource, some support, to let the good things actually in. Let's take one more breath here. Press down through your hands. Got one more chaturanga flow, then we're gonna go right onto our backs. If you're ready for back stuff now, we'll meet you there. Tuck the toes under, spread your hands nice and wide. Body moves into plank pose first. So there's quite a lot of energy in the hands, arms, and shoulders. And then just draw the knee and the shin up toward your chest. Inhale, rocket the leg right back. The foot can be lifted or lowered down. Exhale, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, one final breath, downward facing dog. Maybe one more round of Brahmari if you're into it. And then walk, bunny hop, or big hop your feet up to your hands. Lower down into your little tippy toe squat. Maybe the hands can float up off the ground. We're going to do a little trust fall with our own selves. Reach your arms forward, and then just swoop yourself all the way back. You can rock forward and back a couple of rounds. You can take a couple moments in a plow pose if that would feel good for you. Eventually, we'll just meet all the way on the back. Draw the knees in toward you. Rock yourself from left to right. Hands to your inner or outer feet, ankles or shins. Happy baby pose. And my favorite variation of this pose, which is an option for you to take, which is we'll leave the right hand and leg as they are. Begin to straighten the left hand and leg out. Let the left leg cross over the midline and the inner foot move toward the floor on the right. And then go up and over to the opposite side. So left leg stays as it is, right leg straightens, crosses, and rocks over. Inhale, back through center. Reach your body along for full body stretch. Exhale, hug everything in. Even lift your head up off your mat. Draw the chin toward your chest. We're going to give ourselves a really full, nice squeeze here. So I need to squeeze everything possible that you could ever imagine squeezing in your body. So hands, feet, inner organs, pelvic floor, armpits, face, eyes, tongue, throat, everything squeezing in. Inhale fully and even hold to the top of your breath. See if you can lift just a little further away from the ground, holding your breath in, and hold your breath in as long as is comfortable for you. And once you find that inner voice saying, okay, it's time to let go, it's time to exhale, let everything go. Find your shavasana, any comfy shavasana that works for you. Maybe a bolster for beneath your knees, a blanket for over the body. It's making your way there at your own pace and doing just the opposite when we enter Shavasana, which is letting everything grow soft and heavy and release. So once you find your comfy shape, just really feeling the whole body soften and release, softening the soles of the feet and each and every toe, softening the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the thighs and hips. Softening the belly and all the organs inside the abdomen. Soften the low back. Sense the low back really softening, just like butter would soften in the sun. And let that softness spread up to the upper back and shoulders. The chest, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms, each finger and fingertip, the throat and the neck, head and face, especially the jaw and the tongue, the cheeks and the ears, the eyes and the brain. Feel all the edges of the body where the body meets the surrounding space, whether that be air or clothing or earth. Allow those edges to expand outwards so it becomes less and less clear where your body ends and the surrounding space begins. Just letting the borders, the boundaries of the body dissolve and expand. And let your body stay really soft to invite a deep breath in. And keep Shavasana in your soma, in your body. And if you'd like to, you can join me in a couple rounds of Om here on your back, or you can just allow the sound to wash over you. And we'll also share another chant that is supportive of bringing in more light and consciousness and direction in our perception. So those of you who wish to join me in Om, we'll do 3 rounds. Deep breath in and out. Inhale for Om. Margo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle ankles and wrists. Stretch your body. You're welcome to stay and chill in meditation or Shavasana for longer. As you're ready, coming up to a seat, we can close our time together, hands in front of the heart. And just a slight bow of the head to the heart, subtle acknowledgement of the power within. The power within. And that space within that is timeless. omnipresent, never changing, undying, that space of self. In honor of that space which we all share, we bow. Namaste.